gonna be my lover, you better watch out. If you ain't gonna be my lover, you better watch out. I'm not the type of girl you used to rock and roll and treat me like you never seen me before. If you ain't gonna be my lover, you better watch out. At first you used to call me baby, and now you don't care. At first you used to call me baby, and now you don't care. You treat me so mean, you treat me so cruel. Next time, baby, we will play by my rules. If you ain't gonna be my love, you better watch out. Listen here, I'm so sick and tired of all your games. Sick and tired is driving me insane. You were sweet, and now you're cruel. Baby, baby, I'm not your fool, no, no.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to, well, we're just going to start. Welcome to the Club with Lucas, but this is also the Brunch of BCN podcast. This is my queen, Toey Vons, is here. Thank you for being here.
Hello.
And we're going to be joined by beautiful people in the studio in just a little bit as well, but I want to start with a little bit of talk, because that's what we do here, right? Welcome, everybody. If it's 11:11 after on a Saturday, you know what time it is. It's time for us. Let's get to brunching. We're going to pop some bubbly in just a minute, but last night, what you were just listening to were the funky sounds of Coco Jean and the Tonics. Now, they blew up at the Triata Sagarra yesterday in Santa Coloma de Gramenet. Now, I didn't realize Teatro Sagarra was so well renowned, and so many people, including Judith Martí, who is a wonderful comic. I got to shout out to Catalana Comics, who's going to be there in June. But so many shows go on there, and I didn't realize that it was in Santa Coloma.
I had no idea. I've never been there.
I always see the advertisements for these posters and things around the city, and I never knew it was in Santa Coloma. Santa Coloma, you serve up some good food, too. I got to say that as much. There's a soulful energy in Santa Coloma. But yesterday, Coco Jean and the Tonics had everybody. And shout out to Tori Sparks, my queen, our queen of BCN rock and roll flamenco fusion, is going to be calling down at just the end of the hour for a shout out as well. But she took me yesterday to see these kids. And guys, get a load. Go ahead under your Spotify and go Coco, as in K-O-K-O, Jean, like actually the French, Coco Jean and the Tonics. They had 300 Catalans jumping like, I mean, every age, every color. We had little kids going crazy in the front. It was beautiful. You don't get that type of energy often. You know what I mean?
That is fantastic, because I'm usually the only one dancing and looking crazy.
You already know. As my coffee flies into my face. Exactly. I remember when we went to see Miles Senko and Gregory Porter at the winery in Peralada. And I swear to God, I was the only person in about 1,000 people dancing. And some older lady, some queen, asked me to please sit down.
No. I'm sorry. Let me get my face
now,
back.
I was... No, you don't tell Latinos and black people to sit down when they've paid... Well, we didn't pay good money. We were part of the guests of the artists. Of course. But, child, I'm in Peralada, honey. You don't tell me to sit down. But it was a beautiful, beautiful night. So I have to give a mad shout out to everybody at the Sagarra Teatra, because you treated us like royalty, and we are so grateful. Shout out to Coco Jean and the Tonics, as well as her beautiful man and Lady Tori Sparks, who we'll be talking to in just a little bit. Now, the other thing, okay, we'll get to it because we've got some beautiful interviews to get to as well. So welcome, everybody. You know I had to go on a spiel to the BCN and Brunch creati-cast with Lady T and yours truly, Mr. December. Hi, Lucas Avram. We like taking stabs at what's happening in our beautiful city, and nothing's going to be better stabbed at this weekend than Fashion Cares 2024, right, Lady T?
Oh, absolutely.
Girl,
Absolutely.
Thank you for tagging me on all this stuff. I'm sorry I've been so absent. This week has kicked my butt.
You've been just as busy.
You've been so busy. How are things? Can you regale us with some tales, please?
Yeah, well, we're getting down to the finish line. I'm actually dressed because tonight we will start the setup. So tonight and tomorrow. So this whole week has just been about doing last minute things, reaching out to people, reorganizing, styling the clothing with the amazing Felisa. It's just been a blast.
Yeah.
And we've just been hustling. It's a
Every
word.
day, yeah.
We
Hustling.
hustling.
Now, when you're doing this, do you feel the flow, or is there also a lot of tension? I'm wondering.
It's been there's a lot going on, a lot to organize, but Laura, Felisa, and myself, I'm sorry, we are the most laid back people on this planet. I'm just going to say
but
it.
you're getting everything done.
We're getting everything done. No fighting, just a lot of laughter, a lot of great music listening to dancing. But we're getting a lot done, but it's just been very organized, and it has a lot to do with, the space we're working out of, just our energy. It's collaborative, and we're really excited, and we can't wait for the end result. And Palau Dalmasses, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. If you haven't been there for the other shows, you
What
need
the hell's
to go.
your problem?
Exactly, that's what I really want to say.
Well, I'm going to say it. I don't care. I'm crazy like that, y'all. Okay. And this is actually what we're doing now. We repped this a couple of weeks ago. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been preparing everything. They've been preparing everything. I just do my little bit. I'll be there for 12 hours doing my song and dance tomorrow. Come check us out from 11 to 11. In fact,
11 to 11.
says now it is the art gallery entrance. So that would be in Carrer Bansveis, which is the old baths, number 13. And when you get there, there will be just a veritable cornucopia of beauty to deal with. Artisans, sustainable living, workshops that will be going on, talleres of all kinds. There's going to be food and wine that you can get and buy at the snack
At the
bar,
cafe.
At the cafe there. There are going to be musical numbers of all manner, as well as raffles. And we're going to be serving up all manner of new shoes, pre-loved clothing, sustainable clothing, vintage clothing. I will always be happy for finding Christian Lacroix last year there. This is how we roll, you guys. So that's Fashion Cares 2024. And I just need to give some mad shout out as well, because all of the proceeds, at least we might have to go run and buy a bag of ice, but 99.99999% of all the proceeds are going to Fundación Arred, which is presided over by the lovely Judith Masco. Shout out to everybody there, and really just helps bring back vulnerable women to their power. And that's what we're all doing here. That's what we're doing. In fact, that's what Lady Tori Sparks is going to be calling in about in just a little bit as well. So we'll get to that in a little while. Now, we're also waiting for a gentleman caller to get here. Not mine. But Theo from Recraft is going to be joining us in just a minute, but can we talk to Charnel and Carla, who are here for us? In fact, they're representing La Carla Atelier, and we're going to give a mouth shout out of a 2-hand clap.
Thank you.
To, a mother and daughter dynamic duo. Now, I did not know this at all until I walked in. A few minutes ago, but I knew that Charnel and Carla were coming, and thank you so much for being here. But also, I don't know if we can focus in more, but and there's weightiness to this as well. La Carla Atelier, on top of all manner of...
It's a pussycat. It is a pussycat.
Oh, yes.
A pussycat. A cat may have 9 lives, but you only have one.
Do you remember that? Eartha Kitt on the taxi cab.
Oh, my
In New
God.
York, you get in the taxi cabs and Eartha Kitt's voice.
That
is coming.
actually looks awesome on you.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
very
feel
cool.
it's giving me that energy. But
Yes.
the queens of La Carla, Chanel and Carla actually run La Carla Atelier, and they are from South Africa and recent transplants now and making it happen here in Barcelona. But how did you get connected to our queens here of Fashion Cares?
Barcelona Women's Network. It was a beautiful lunch that we had, and that's how it all connected. It's an amazing group of women.
Yes,
it is
they
something
are.
very powerful to be part of.
Here in Catalonia, what brought you here? What was it about Barcelona, Catalonia that wanted to bring 2 designers like yourselves here?
The city is a powerful city. It's a powerful country. It's a place where
people will enjoy something unique. It's fun. You were talking about standing up and dancing in a place, and I actually thought, wow, that's quite interesting. Carla and I have this beautiful magic that we can make people have a good time. We inspire. It's why not bring it to Barcelona?
And there's a type of fashion that you're giving me, the vibes that I'm getting, steampunk. Do you know about steampunk?
We know steampunk, yes.
Love it.
Okay.
Absolutely love
Because
it.
that's the vibe I'm getting. We both
Yes.
worked in fashion now, her much more
Yes.
in New York City.
Yes.
So, and that's the vibe that, okay, what is
Yes.
it about the concepts? And also, this bejeweled and bedazzled cat mask. And I'm so sorry that I had it at the wrong
Don't-
way.
don't
I was
worry.
looking
I think
reverse.
that was me.
Okay, I was looking reverse. But why these types of accessories?
Because it's exciting.
I mean,
It's exciting.
Glamorous.
the
and it's-
production
yes.
of it must be.
Showpiece.
Yes, and the world is in such a mess. We need to get a smile on people's faces, and that is really what we aspire to do, and to create a bit of magic. That is what our ambition is, to do a little bit of magic.
Was Charnel a little bit like magic when she was
Yes.
little?
Definitely.
I'm just,
Magic and rebellion.
And challenging. But we just connected from early on, and it just flowered into this adventure that we decided. It's now 17 years that we've been in business, and a total adventure
From the
And-
beginning.
Yes, and we just decided in December that maybe we should do Barcelona.
We launched it in December.
Yes.
You mean
When we
before the
start-
holiday?
Yes. And I spoke to our bookkeeper and I spoke to our web designer, and I said, every time thinking there would be an obstacle that says, no, you can't do this, it's too big. And not once was there anything like that. Every time it was just, it's not a problem, you're already
Let's
set
go.
up for
Yeah,
this,
let's
it's
just
not
go
a
for it,
problem,
go
go
for
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
And we took that advice and we just did it.
BCN, again, Barcelona Women's Network, was a big push.
I love the
big
shout out.
support.
I love
Yeah.
the shout out. Welcome. You know what? We're being joined. We are not alone in the studio. There are ghosts here. And Theo from Recraft has just joined us here in the left-hand corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Theo, thank you so much for being here today, sir. We're just having the gift of gab talk right now about this. Now, you're giving a lot of shout out to Barcelona Women's Network. I have to give a mad shout out as well to Lady Laura Avery and Karen Holiday, who have made so much, not only just BWN happen, but all of this as well. And since Theo, you're joining us now, I think we should pop a little bit of some kava, don't you think?
Oh,
I mean,
why?
what would
Oh, you can't just
Always
do
up
something.
for that.
Theo, let me ask you, because do you feel like drinking at 11:20 in the afternoon, in the morning? Just a spit.
Depends what, if it's coffee or tea.
It's kava.
Cava. Maybe I will pass. I have my fresh water. It's okay.
Now, however, folks, we also, as always, this is the Brunch and BCN Fest creati-cast. So, if anyone wants to eat something, feel free. The more, the merrier. Let's get to some other
Feast.
questions. Theo, hold on. This is going to be a beautiful sound, and I want everybody to hear it. Oh, yeah. Now it's a bloody party. All right, Theo. Okay, where do you hail from, sir? I do hear a tinge of a French accent, sir.
Yes, I am from the south of France. From Avignon, exactly.
From Avignon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was just there, man. Okay, and what brought you to Barcelona?
Basically, I came for study, and after the lives make you some happenings, you know. So step by step, I get some contact, I get some ideas, and I had the opportunity to implement my idea, Recraft, in real life. So, and I had the opportunity to stay and develop it here. So that's why I'm here now in Barcelona.
And how did you get a hold of, or how did Laura Avery, how did the ladies of Fashion Cares find you?
Laura contacted me because she saw my works and the design and all what we are doing here. So we get in contact, and Laura, as she's creative as me, we get a very good contact, very good feeling, and that's it. And that's how we meet.
Now, tell us a little bit about Recraft Barcelona, please.
Recraft simply is just we are recollecting the fabrics of hot air balloon and parachute and parapente that are.
Are you kidding me? I love this. Please, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm freaking out. You take this and make clothing out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Are you wearing some of this right now?
Yes, the jacket that I always wear. This is made from hot air balloon fabric, actually.
This is brilliant.
Cool.
This is
That is very
Okay,
cool.
so we've got some steampunk queendom coming out of here, and then fabric from a hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon.
Yes.
Estiklipan. I'm
Makes me
really.
think of
It looks
Turkey.
fantastic.
It looks
Cappadocia.
amazing. Actually, it could be isimiaki. You know what I mean?
It's very technique material. It's waterproof. It's resist until 500 pounds minimum. Because you have to imagine when the hot air balloon is flying, you have all the air pressure,
Exactly.
the basket, the people, the equipment. So it's lot of hundred of
Is
kilos.
it fire retardant as well?
It's not making the flame. So it's if it burns, it's not something very dangerous that can put the fire. That's why they use it also for hot air balloon.
So you can also use it to put out fires.
Um,
No, I'm just kidding. Sir.
I-
I'm totally kidding.
I would not recommend,
He's
but
like, please don't put out
I
this
never
fire.
tried it yet.
Amen. Don't please. I hope.
Yeah,
not.
please don't.
Okay. Well, right now, before we continue
Yeah.
with more questions, we're gonna apply you with questions. Cheers, cheers.
I join you.
As to
Okay.
la cola atelier,
Cheers.
to and one second newt. Oh my God! Sorry, mom. Don't stress too hard. Don't stress too hard. And to Red Craft here in Barcelona, and to Fashion Cares 2024, and to women everywhere who are pulling themselves up by the back. Because sisters are doing it for themselves. Drink.
I like that sisters are doing it for themselves. Well, and young men.
And young men and
Good job.
allies. We are all now family here, since we're all together now. What kind of elements of design go into the styling of what you do? Like what? Like obviously we mentioned I just mentioned steampunk because of the energy I was getting. But is that something that inspires you as well?
In general, but what we really were thinking, and we had so much fun with this question yesterday, was when we create, we are inspired by the picture in our client's mind. We strive to tap into that picture and create a masterpiece that will be treasured and enjoyed by the client. Each client is a unique project. A good example is the Fashion Cares annual charity event taking place at Palau Dalmases tomorrow at 11 a.m. Fashion Cares inspired us with the concept of upcycling. We incorporated pre-loved jewelry and attire into elaborate wearable art pieces.
Actually,
It is an all leather motorcycle pants, pantalon.
No.
Yes, that's why the back has a zip.
yeah.
Elaborate wearable art headpieces and masks for Fashion Cares.
And I think we have this hat going on one of the
Yes,
models.
it is. That is why we wanted to wear
That's
it
why
together.
I'm
Yes.
wearing it.
Yes.
We've
It's
incorporated a vintage wedding dress into another headpiece. You will see it
Yeah.
tomorrow. It is incredible.
And I will also wear a
Like yours.
headpiece.
Yes.
So I need
Of
to look
course.
at it.
We
You
are
give
going
it
to be
me.
wearing as well.
And I want to also thank you for mentioning that word. I'm always skipping on upcycling.
Upcycling.
Because
yeah.
what you guys, all three of you, do is upcycle previously utilized material and create a new broad of fashion from out of it.
Giving it new
And
life.
it saves the earth. We
Amen.
only have one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
There
that's
is
one
no
of the-
planet B.
That's one of the criteria, actually, in order to participate in Fashion Cares, because we want to let everyone know that you can take something and turn it into another great, amazing thing. We don't, I mean, this is
jacket, a
fantastic.
hat,
A parachute in
I mean, come on.
parachute.
Everything.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. And together. And then it starts that magic when we keep saying it again, electric energy.
Yeah, and you fall in
It's
love all over
incre-
again.
yeah.
Yes.
I feel like it's an Electric Youth moment by Debbie Gibson. And that's one of the reasons why, that we're having this sustainable energy, sustainable clothing for our... Now, again, folks, there is a lot of vintage material and stuff that you're going to be finding there tomorrow as well. And the other thing I need to mention, I don't know if I have, it's going to be it's a 12-hour affair. I think the last 2 years we've had to stop
We
by
stopped at
7,
8.
8. We are going through. We're powering through, and we're going to be there again. Carret Bans Vase, number 13, in the Gothic area of Catalonia, Barcelona. Excuse me. Now, sir, what was some of your inspiration for doing this originally?
My inspiration to recollect and transform hot air balloon?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just maybe as you, I don't know your story yet, but just meeting some people and you realize that as in each industry, every time there is leftover and overproduction in car, for the bicycle, clothes,
Yes.
hot air balloon, everything. So when I realized that for hot air balloon, it was, I mean, a huge amount of leftover, and moreover, when I see the incredible material, what we can do, it's waterproof, fire resistant, it's very resistant to the waves. It's very foldable. You can fold this jacket and put it into your pocket of the
Yeah.
jeans. So when I see all of this, I was like, wow, it's incredible why anybody is giving a second life to it. Of course, why? It's because it's, as you know it's a lot of work, of dedication, classification, etc., preparation. So yeah, when I see it was so incredible and a big amount of fabrics that we can give a second life, I was like, okay, why
do
not making it? And for
And
me, it
it's
was logical,
powerful.
you know.
It's
Yeah.
cool that you can wear a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
It's
I'm into it.
Yeah,
I like it a
and what
lot.
I really like the most about what you're doing is it's a durable fabric. So it's not like something you buy and then a year
no.
later it's whatever. This would just continue to last, and that's very important because that's sustainability. You know, no throwaway stuff. So this I can see in my closet for
Unique
years to
pieces.
come.
Ah yes, you
see.
can have it for 20, 30 years, 40 years,
Forever.
but easily. You have to imagine sometimes the hot air balloon, the most old one, they fly around all Europe. So during with extreme condition, during years and years, 10 years, 20 years. So if us, we are wearing it day to day, it lasts even 8 years because it's not as extreme condition and in the air with the cold, water,
Exactly,
etc.
man. What kind of colors also? Is there a color scheme that
Everything.
Okay.
That's the good point with hot air balloon. You have
So many
green,
colours.
blue,
Colors.
all kind of blue, all kind of green. It's
The hot air balloon community industry is amazing. They do festivals. It is incredible. I would like to see what
Do
the
you-
other
have you
ones
been?
look like.
have you been on a hot air
yeah, of
balloon?
course. I've been and I will be again on the hot air balloon festival in Igualada, which is the best,
Certo.
the
Yes, that's
bigger
right.
one here. I was last year and I will be again. I was also in Metz in. It's also the biggest hot air balloon festival of Europe every
Okay.
year in Metz. So I was also there, and of course, as you mentioned, the whole hot air balloon community, they are also very sustainable, I will say, because they know the fabric is very good, and of course, when you are exploring the air and you see all this landscape and all the nature, you can only be attached to it and love it.
It's a
So
thrill.
even them, they are giving second life, but there is so huge amount that they also need people creative as you and as me to help them to give second life and pursue this goal of giving second life to all the hot air balloons that are flying around the world.
It's incredible.
With the ladies
I'm
of
gonna
fashion,
clap for
yeah,
that.
what the ladies
1 minute.
of fashion cares come up with is just the bomb.com. One of the things, I love the title, the heading here. It says, La Colle Atelier, Beyond Expectations, Beyond Masks. So beyond masks, beyond expectations, what more could we take from you? What more? Like,
Whatever is in your mind,
you can
whatever
create this.
you desire to be, your fantasy, your idea, we can create
From a
it.
wedding to a fantasy cosplay.
To a
evening.
Viking
So it's
attire. We've
so
made.
Viking attire.
The
Dragon
best,
headpieces.
one of the best things that yes.
This is the year of the dragon.
Yes.
Girl, it is the
And
year
it
of the
is the
dragon.
year
That's
of the
right,
dragon.
babe.
One of the interesting things that we did was a client phoned me. Carla, will you be able to design swan wings swooping down, but attached to a black pig? And I said yes. And he said it needs to be 2.5 meters tip to tip. I said yes, I can do that.
Okay.
And
We
did.
did.
And you did.
On the website. We have
And
it
we
on the
did.
webpage.
Yes.
One of the
It's
questions
incredible.
I asked
So it's
her-
not only masks. It's not
No.
only
It's
hats.
beyond expectations,
beyond
beyond
expectations.
masks.
And you're having
It's-
fun with it.
Oh, it is an adventure. Who would have said 17 years ago, in South Africa, we are not a carnival society. It's
Nothing.
not
We
part
don't
of our
do street
culture.
Parties.
So when we started, Chanel said, let's do this. And I said, who is going to buy this? At this moment, we've designed over 38,000 masks. About 30% exported from South Africa to New York, Germany, England,
Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
let's
38,000.
Yes,
30%
custom design.
38,000
Custom.
now.
It's not manufactured. It's custom.
It's not
It went through
unique.
these four hands.
Not duplicated.
And who would have thought that we would be sitting around this table with you guys?
Yeah, international.
Unbelievable.
You should have had cover to celebrate.
I am very well thankful to have you
Unbelievable.
here. And Fashion Cares is, I'm sure, as well.
Yes.
Oh,
So
it's
was
a
there,
blast.
for all of you, was there an aha, like a eureka moment where you thought, I am a designer, or I'm a creator, I am going to create fashion? What was that moment? Or were you little when you had it? Did you see Gianfranco Ferre's 2004? I'm just kidding. I love it.
We
I
were
love
driving. My
Gianfranco.
mother and myself were driving in the car in Durban. I don't know if you know. It's in the coast.
The South Coast.
Yes. And I said to her, I want to experience everything creative in my life. There's not one thing that I don't want to experience. And I was, I think, 12 years old. Not knowing how, where, what, when. I didn't even know about weaving. I also tried that. Then
On
got-
a loom?
on a loom. Got married. Chanel is our first daughter.
Number one.
Yeah, she is Chanel number one. And never realized her name is actually a perfume at that moment. It's actually a combination between myself and my husband's names. So it's actually that. And only afterwards we realized, we
Coco
might have made a
Chanel.
mistake. But it's not a mistake at all.
Never.
And when Chanel was born, she already showed the interest in art and creating stuff.
Okay.
And then, as you know, she inspired me to start the masks with her. And
Great
we just
partner to
cannot
have.
look back at all. So there's definitely, I knew I had to do something to create an income with what I can do.
Amen.
And
Straight up.
I'm very
And you did it.
privileged. Yes, we did it.
38,000. We did it. 38,000 masks later. Now, also, everybody, I'd like to also mention that you can find this meticulously crafted masterpieces that you create at lacarlamasks.com as well. And Recraft Barcelona, or just Recraft?
It's the website.
Yes, sir.
It's recraft barra score
Okay,
Barcelona.
underscore.
.com.
Recraft_Barcelona.com as well. Now, on top of utilizing the different pieces as well, is it only jackets that you're designing, or what else comes out of Recraft?
Everything.
As well.
Everything.
Y'all are
Unlimited.
crazy.
I am
Because I just created a project, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. And it went very good because, as you, I think when you're passionate about something,
You don't sleep.
Yeah, I
You
live
don't
for
sleep.
it. I live for
Yes.
it. 24 hours, you think about what you can create, etc. And this material is so good that, in general, I have like a base of what I already create, the idea in my mind. But in general, I go to see or company, organization, people come to see me. They have a problem. They want something very resistant that will have a very big durability during the time. They tell me, okay, we need this. So we just take the material and we create for them on measure exactly what they need. So, for example, for a school, we made a project to make a big umbrella for the shadow of the sun, to make shadow. We make also...
Whoa, for a school.
Yeah.
It's unlimited. It's not just clothing.
No. You can make everything. Hammock, clothes, pants. We make also some bags. We are making now some poncho. everything. Finally,
Ooh,
you just have to came with a good idea.
It's unlimited, man.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Unlimited.
Unlimited
Incredible.
recrafting children.
Yes. I'm loving it.
Exactly. In fact, I want to throw up the website here. In general, from the areas that you come from, you mentioned earlier that there's not so much of this type of street culture as we have here, and a lot in Europe and France and Italy. There's much more, maybe less in France. I'm not sure of the street culture, these street fairs and stuff.
Yes, we don't. We used to have it a lot, but as in all modern country now, it's something that we lose a bit. You know.
Well, we'd never had it. So we didn't have it or lose it.
Nothing to lose, only to gain. Well, and that's okay. So, is that maybe some of the charm that attracted you to Barcelona and kept you here? Is that kind of energy that can be found here?
Yeah, I think me personally, I love Barcelona. It's very mixed city. You have from all type of people, all type of culture. So me, I always loved, and I think it's where you can all the power is. It's where you are mixed with a lot of people different from you. You can always learn from the point of view of the other. You get also some great ideas that you will never have because you have kind of culture that is in your head and just little, so have some limits. So when you meet some people that have other limits, your limits go a bit further. So after your mind is open.
Inspired.
Which is the idea.
It's very inspiring.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Today.
It
Inspired
truly
and
is.
magic and
Yes.
Yeah.
unlimited. Oh man, yeah.
Like I feel like here I constantly meet people who want to do something creative, and it just makes me want to continue.
And are
like, it's
doing
like
it.
and doing it, not just talking about it, but actually
doing
doing
it.
Yeah, so it's like
because you can.
because you can, you know.
Because you can.
Yeah. So I have to
Yes.
say that the city is quite special in that
Yeah.
regard. You know.
Yeah,
Totally.
agreed.
Now, in reference to what you will be doing on Sunday, what will you be doing on Sunday? Will you be doing any? Obviously, you'll be having your homemade crafts, your handcrafted love there. Will you be showing anybody some of the ways to do some of these things?
But from our
Do
side,
you
we
sew,
bringing
sir?
the
Can you
festivities.
sew?
Yeah, I can see. I actually.
He's a Renaissance
He's-
man.
Yeah. I learned with my
Can you
grandmother.
cook and are you single?
Yeah, that's
I'm
funny.
here to make everybody uncomfortable. No, but seriously, you can sew as well.
Yeah, totally. I went when I created the project. I didn't know how to sew, so I went with my grandmother 2 weeks in France to learn with the old machine to sew. And now it's I create the prototype
so
like
cute.
this. Avignon because it's the biggest city where I live, but I come from a little town. We are 500 people in this town, maybe 15 minutes from Avignon.
Wow.
And even in Avignon, it's different. You know, it's you have good points and bad points also, like in every city. But it's a very different vibe from Barcelona because you have some more limits. As I say, the culture is less mixed. So of course, people are the same limits and they are putting the same limits to everyone. So when you come to Barcelona, the limits, wow, they expand to the maximum. So of course, I think when you are in a little city, as you mentioned, it's maybe harder to think that we can do something different and we can implement our ideas and our dreams. And when you come to Barcelona, you see all type of people making all type of projects. You're like, okay, finally, you just have to trust in your project, go for it. It sounds maybe generic to say, but it's just simply you just have to trust, go for it, and after normally the life is giving you the good points.
And I nearly want to add there, it's as if there's an energy that's created and that pushes you forward with this group of artistic people.
Totally.
And it just pushes you up, and then you think, oh, I am actually able to do more than what I thought. Yes.
It is truly the synergy that Gem and the Holograms were talking about so long ago.
Exactly.
It truly is. And it's going to be all together at the Palau. I'm going to keep shouting this out. Palau Dalma says tomorrow for Sunday, the 25th of February from 11 to 11 at Redbansvase number 13.
That energy will be present tomorrow.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And we're going to be serving it up. Okay. I have a quick question because of something you said, sir. What is the energy like in Plettenberg Bay in South Africa?
Fantastic.
Beach life,
It's
surfing.
Mountains,
that's what I'm talking
forests,
about.
and
I'm going to
beach.
look this up
You
now.
and me both.
Yes.
Okay. So is that maybe another one of the attractions to Barcelona, that it has
Beach.
The beach, and then the mountains, and
Yes.
the forest.
Bertau
and-
Beach. It's one of the top beaches.
Yeah, Plettenberg Bay has a 5-star beach.
Oh my God!
It's
Yes.
phenomenal.
I'm looking at it right
Whales,
now.
whales.
We need to do a Christmas trip
magic.
there.
It's a magic place. Plettenberg Bay is a magical place. So a lot of foreigners
And very
own
green,
property
too.
there. So it's a very.
It's very green.
It
The
is. We live
property
in a
that
forest.
Carla
Yeah.
Niels lives on is
In a forest.
This
It's
okay.
incredible.
I live not too far from the forest,
Yeah,
and I
you're
am so
lucky.
grateful
And
for
the
that.
forest actually supplied wood to Europe for beams a long time ago. But our country is not so old, but a long time ago, that was the main export from Neisner, which is about 20 minutes from us. Also small.
Okay.
Small
town,
Okay.
very
Small.
small
Yeah.
town.
Very
That's
small.
Like 500 people
Village.
as well? a little bit more,
Probably
maybe?
resident, a little bit more than that, but mostly we call them swallows because they live in Europe 6 months and they live with us 6 months. So it's
The
usually-
swallows?
Yes,
Swallows.
we call them swallows. Yes, because they
That's what
move
we call
up and
them.
down.
And it was so funny because in one of my business sessions, I was having to talk about that the other day. And I forget that swallow, which is tragar, is also a little bird.
Is-
I wonder what we call that bird here in Spanish. Or Catalan.
And
Se el
that-
teu país es molt petit, eh?
And that bird opens its wings and it actually travels across continents.
Yes, it's us.
So that is really who we all are around this table. We are
know what?
swallows.
Okay, here comes the final question. I know it's cheesy, but the power of Christ makes me ask it. If you would turn to your 15-year-old self, 16-year-old self, and give yourself a little bit of advice to your inner child,
Yeah.
what would you say to that inner child, to that kid?
I mean, personally, yeah, just me. I think the word that I would like, I would have liked to hear at this age would be like, yeah, that as we mentioned, that you can do basically
do it.
everything.
You
You
can
can
do
do
it.
everything. Yeah, you can just have to get the idea, and moreover that you don't have to follow the normal way. Because I mean, in my example, it's
Amen,
the one
brother.
that I know the best for the moment. When you make a special career or you're in a special place, you have kind of determinate way that you have to follow. You came out from this school, you have to make this job. No, finally you just get the knowledge, a little package, and with this knowledge you can do everything. You don't have to follow the way that everybody is following. As me in my case, I was always against the normal current, against the normal flow. That's when I realized that I
That's
was
how
kind
you ended up in Barcelona.
yeah.
Rebel,
when you
right?
realize that you're a bit creative, you know. So just that you can follow your own way, create your own way, and moreover today, nowadays that you have, I mean, a lot of tools that people didn't have before. That it was harder. Now it's kind of easy, I will say. If you really trust and you are motivated, you can do everything. So yeah, that there is not only one way, and that you can create your own way. That's what
Amen.
I will have something.
love that.
something.
And I want to throw this to the teenagers of today, please,
Yes.
Jesus.
Yo,
Oh my
On
God.
that, if my 16-year-old self would be, don't be afraid to take risks.
Also,
Could you repeat that, please?
Don't be afraid to take risks.
Yes.
Man.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And
in
there's
one
always a
sentence,
second
poof.
option. You can always change your choice. You need to be flexible in the way that you choose the next step. It might not work out the way that you thought it would, but there's always another option to take. There's always people available to assist you, to go, to tell you, to ask, to answer a
Barcelona
question
Women
that you
Network, I'm
don't
saying it
know.
again. There's
Yes.
always a group. There's always someone for support.
And you have to be open to it. You know,
Yes.
I think
Yes.
you have to be flexible. What I would say to myself, or what has been said to me, is, I mean, life is juicy. You know, so experience everything. If you have an interest, experience. Try anything. Don't. In regards to the naysayers, you know, based on your gender, your age, your culture, your race, you know, there's always someone trying to put you in the box.
And I want to say money.
And money, you know.
Yeah, money is important,
Yeah.
but it's
But
not
I-
an obstacle.
But I always say, if you are around these naysayers, dump them. dump them, move on. Because you're going to lose them, but gain a whole community of people who want to make it happen for you and with you.
Take the leap.
Amen.
Take the leap. Don't be afraid.
Trust the
There's always a
process.
home to come back to,
Always.
you know. So
It's
take
only
it.
the end when you die.
Yeah.
Amen.
Make life juicy.
Yes. Absolutely.
As
agree.
disgusting as that sounds.
Juicy. J-E-W-C-Y.
So
Make
this
it
is kicking
juicy.
off the weekend in a good time.
Amen. As
I
it
eat
should
this-
be.
This
Now,
croissant with butter.
we are going to be joined in the studio via call in just a couple of minutes by Lady Tori Sparks. But before we do that, I want to throw on one of the tracks that are going to be released from her. In fact, Lady Tori is going to be having a massive show on International Women's Day on the 8th of March at Luz the Gas, on one of our premier concert venues here in Barcelona. And it is really a festival of women rocking out here in Catalonia, and it's all going to be happening on the 8th of March. She's going to be calling to tell us a little bit more about that in just a bit. And this is actually one of the tracks that is going to be from that record. This is called Rain, The Widow by Tori Sparks. And in just about 3 to 5 minutes, we're going to be talking to her live. We'll be right back, kids.
Oh, the sun may be shining on my rooftop, but there's rain pouring in my back window. Maybe you didn't mean to step on the scene, then lay me low, cause me shame to cause the accidents you caused, but you caused them all the same. Now the inside of my heart is rotten, the inside of my mind is clean. The side effects, I was sidelined by your transition from man to mean, by your transition from man to mean. I'm singing. I didn't know sorrow. I can't remember a day I didn't know your name. Playing my villain and my leading babe. The lights all fell when you walked off stage. So I drink as much coffee as I want to. I drink as much wine as I can. Now the blues your face is sharp relief. I curl my fingers on the edges of the image of a man. I cut my fingers on the edges of the image of a man. I'm singing. Just like a widow now, all in lace, all in black, the switchblade hidden in my left boot, just in case you ever come back. With my green eyeshadow and my red lipstick, my fingers crossed behind my back, just enough leg showing me to disturb and distract. That's the way you like it, don't deny that. I'm singing. The sun may be shining on my rooftop, but there's rain pouring in my back window. I'm singing. The sun may be shining on my rooftop, but there's rain pouring in my back window. There
Yeah. Now that is Lady Tori Sparks again. She will be calling in just a second. In fact, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Tori has been playing a show until like right now, and so she will be calling in just a few seconds. Now, tomorrow at the Palau Dalma says we'll also be joined with lots of live music that's going to be happening from On the Sofa's Ryan Vieira. We're going to have Lucas Herrera. We're going to have the beautiful music of Fede and
No, Vero
and
vocalist,
Fede. Excuse me,
Fede on
and Fede.
sax.
On sax as well. And there's also going to be different like artisanal. What do I say? Talleres. What's the word?
Yeah.
Workshops.
Workshops.
Hello. That's a Spanglishism, children of the corn. That's going to be going on as well. Now, I want to re-mention that every one of those benefits is going to be going to Fundación Arred, which really does help vulnerable women who are coming out of the slough of despond and rising back into modern society. And that's what it really does do. Why did Fashion Cares come about in the first place, Lady T?
Well, I mean, it was Laura. Laura's brainchild. I mean, she is a member of BWN. And of course, we have to put events together, but Laura felt that, you know what? We're in fashion. She has like all of these years on the marketing side, publishing, and she thought, okay, what can we do to make things better? Because when you think about fashion, it's okay. We don't have the best reputation.
What do you mean?
We're
nice
how can
people.
we, do better? There are, tons of people out there who really deserve help. So how can we combine our love for fashion and creativity and the drama of it all, but have it go towards something that's really and truly worth it, and it's not just women, there are communities who could really benefit, people who deserve. And Laura's idea, and it's my idea, my ethos, is that we must come together and make it better for everyone.
That's right.
Don't be selfish.
And that's the idea. In fact, one of the reasons why, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have the queen of flamenco fusion rock and roll here online is Lady Tori Sparks. Are you there, love?
Hello.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hi,
welcome.
Tori.
We're just coming off the back of that. And you, madam, if I'm not mistaken, were the first main headliner of recording artists that performed at Fashion Cares a year or 2 years ago, I believe. And now you've got a huge event happening. And I want to thank you so much for being here, especially at this hour, because I think you're coming off the back end of a show, if I'm not mistaken. Or rehearsal or something.
It's been very crazy days getting ready for this show because any self-managed artist knows that 2% of your life is music and all the rest is organization. But it's absolutely worth it to get up at the crack of noon to speak to you.
Thank you for doing it because you are repping it for real. Now, International Women's Day is coming up next month. In fact, in just about a week and a half, on the 8th of March, you're having a Wham Bam Champagne Jam at Luz de Gas. Please tell us a little bit about this.
Well, this show is meaningful to me for many reasons. I mean, as an artist, of course, by an artist, I mean a musician, a painter, something, you have these ideas in your head and you create them, and then when you turn it into your job, you're grateful when people come out. So every show is a special show, basically. But this show is particularly special because, first of all, it's the first show I'll be doing with the band, who I love. My band are wonderful musicians based here in Barcelona. First show I'll be doing with them since August, because back in July, I suffered a hemorrhage to my vocal cords compounded by a lovely case of COVID. So I was unable to speak, was unable to sing for months. I've been with doctors, with therapists. So we had originally planned kind of a comeback show, so to speak. Like Cher, who keeps doing like retirement tours. Okay, if we're gonna make like our first show back together in months, let's make it a big deal.
Amen.
But then, kind of like I heard Tawanda talking about, let's come together and let's do something bigger than just me, look at me, look at us, right? Of course, we're happy to celebrate. Of course, we're happy to celebrate with our fans that we're finally able to see them again, do things again. But because it's March 8th, which is International Women's Day, we decided instead of just one more Tori Sparks Band concert, it's going to be a big benefit concert with a bunch of invited guests, all female voices, because there's a ton of incredibly talented women in this city that honestly don't get the visibility they deserve, even though they are spectacular as artists, not as female artists, just as artists. So taking advantage of the fact that it's this particular day, all the invited guests are some are well known, some are hardly known at all, but incredibly talented women. It's going to be my band, a bunch of everybody guests, like Jody Cash, for example, like Nori Thunder from Big Black Rhino. We're going to be presenting for the very first time a new surprise artist who has actually never performed in Barcelona before. And all the money is going to go towards the Fundación Anabela, which helps single moms and survivors of domestic violence. And so it's kind of just a celebration of life, of my musical roots, of our musical roots as performers and as women, the fact that when we do come together, we can do big things, you know,
Amen.
and our community is strong, you know.
That's my question. What would you say, Tori, especially as a recording artist who has not been able to do her, you know, her shtick in 8 months? You said you have not been able to do your performance in 8 months. What is one of some of your musical roots? Talking about that, since that's a part of the basis of the show.
Well, first of all, you almost said 8 years instead of 8 months.
I know. I
like
caught myself.
Instead of 8 months, because these days, back in the day, when I started, you know, when I was like 17, being off stage for 8 months was no big deal. But these days, it's like you need a new single every week. So it does impact your work when you haven't been able to work for 8 months. And so it sounds kind of like not that long, perhaps, but it does. It's been a big deal. So being able to come back and do this is important to us. And my roots, although, as you mentioned, people know me here as the crazy chick from Chicago, Nashville, who does flamenco fusion. And where did that come from? My original roots came from, Chicago, Nashville, blues that you hear in a juke joint in the middle of the woods that looks kind of dangerous, but ends up being kind of awesome. And
I love
so
that you just said juke joint. I love that you just said that. Yeah, for real.
So the music we're playing is more from the 4 albums that I've released back in the Nashville days, and of course some new songs that have been written while holed up and bedridden and stuff. So it's going to be more rock and blues and country and celebrating that, even though, of course, we still have our flamenco fusion stuff. Celebrating where I come from just a bit, because you shouldn't forget that, you know.
Hell no, exactly. So the show will be running the gamut of different genres at Lose the Gas. What time does the show start at Lose the Gas on the 8th of March?
Well, doors open at 8:30. The show is at 9. But at 8 o'clock, we do have kind of a special meet and greet for a few people who want to buy what we call, quote-unquote, VIP tickets. But everybody is important to us. That's not like a snobism thing. It's just, if you'd like to, the reason why we put these tickets are on the market anyway is to try to raise more money for this foundation. So anybody who wants to come at 8 o'clock, buying special VIP tickets, gets a glass of cava. They get to hang out on the Luz de Gas beautiful bar backstage. There's a bar actually on the backstage with the artists and hang out with us for a bit before the show. Otherwise, the show starts at 9 o'clock, and I'm super excited because not just as the opportunity to play the show, but also the opportunity to bring together all these amazing artists, because some of these people are so good. And when I ask the press, because we've been doing all these interviews to promote the show, have you heard of X person? Have you heard of Y, Z person? They say no. I'm like, how is that possible? So I'm so excited to show our people some of these people.
And this is what we want to be showcasing, because especially when you're coming up 8 months, it's pretty damn important that we get people there as well. We want butts and seats as well. So where can people find information and get some tickets as well?
Well, because as I mentioned, as a self-managed artist for the past 20 years, basically, I am not I don't just sit at home and play guitar and think about life. I'm on Facebook. I'm on the internet. I'm on all kinds of everywhere as you can possibly imagine. And
exactly.
So we have Facebook, Instagram. There's information everywhere, but the most direct routes would be to go to my website, which is torisparks.com, or intradium.com. Intradium.com is the actual link to the website, or of course the Luz de Gas website. So the tickets are €12 in advance. And at the door, you can also buy them at the door. They're 15, which for Luz de Gas is a particularly low price, and I'm aware of that. And people have told me, man, you should charge more. But I want this to be an accessible show so that people can afford to go, even if maybe you're not in your best financial moment right now. So please come out and support this cause.
And you're also supporting women in music. You know, less than a third of recording artists here in Catalonia and less than 25% of directors of cinema are female, and it is time to push that number up, since women make up approximately 53% of the population here. So let's keep things in check. And I want to thank you so much for doing this. I also want to thank you. We did make a mad shout out to you at the beginning of the show, but I hope you were either chilling or relaxing And thank you for last night as well. Thank you for calling in, because this March 8th show at Luz de Gas is incredibly important. Thank you also, Tori, for always holding up so much of what we're doing, of what people are doing here in Barcelona, because you have always been a stalwart supporter, including with Fashion
Super
Cares 2
talented,
years ago.
Super talented.
So thank you, Mamacita,
Well,
seriously.
you come in. Thank you for mentioning that. But it's because you come into a city, and I've lived here for almost 12 years now, which is amazing. I can't believe where the time's gone. But you come into a city that you know no one, and they have treated me here. It's not like it hasn't been work to adjust to a life in a new country, but the band, the audience, the venues, the friends that I've met over time, the people here have been so wonderful to me. So I feel like the least I can do is give back to the local scene and push the other artists that I run into, because man, the world's just a better place if people know about these other people. And speaking of that, before Luz de Gas on March 8th, which is a big deal, I'm kind of cheating because I'm supposed to. That's my official return to the stage. But this Sunday on the 25th, it would be remiss of me not to mention that I'm also playing at 8 p.m. at the Isalba Art Cafe as the final show in the Santa Coloma Blues Festival. It's an acoustic show. It's been a festival going on for 11 days, and we've been trying to go out and support other artists who've been playing during that festival as well.
In
So
fact, that's
in
what we
case
were
on
doing
March
last
8th,
night.
like you're having surgery or something, then come to the show on Sunday.
So, folks, everybody can go check out Fashion Cares and get their grub on, and then go catch a beautiful show at Santa Coloma at Teatro Sagarra, correct?
No, that's the reason why we're not playing at the Teatro Sagarra is because I didn't want it to be kind of a conflict or competition with Luz de Gas, because those are both big shows.
True.
So I'm doing a smaller show on purpose at the Art Cafe. It's an intimate show, acoustic show at 8 p.m. It's called the Art Cafe Isalba. The information's on the website. I would recommend you go to Fashion Cares first, and then if you like, come by the Art Cafe, or go to Fashion Cares, forget about me on Sunday, and go to Luz de Gas on March 8th.
And then, or do it all. You can do it all. That's the beauty of having a 12-hour affair and having Tori Sparks at 8 o'clock at night. And again, on the 8th of March, International Women's Day, starting with the doors opening at 8 as well. You've got the Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am Jam with Tori Sparks, and so many beautiful women that are going to be also representing what we're doing here in Catalonia, which is sisters doing it for themselves.
We've called it Roots Music Revival because, as those of you who are from the U.S. know, like tent revivals where people, like the Elvis.
I know
right,
nothing about tent revivals. Yeah. Hallelujah.
Yeah. So the whole idea of this is that because our artists are from everywhere, even though they're based here. So, for example, Marga Mavande, her roots are from Africa. So the songs that she's singing show those roots. Jody Cash was born here in Catalonia, but her roots are pretty country. So she sounds like a little mini Dolly Parton, So it's showing off everybody.
So we're that's surfing, and we'll be doing some promotion throughout the next couple of weeks as well here at the club with Lucas and Tori. Thank you so much for calling in. You go have a beautiful day and do what you can, because I know you got some practice and some other stuff to get to this weekend as well.
I know I have to work.
Working's like
so
fun,
much, and I really hope that Fashion Cares goes great. I know that you guys are putting tons of effort into this event, and it's a beautiful event. So best of luck. And if I didn't have to be at sound check, I would be there. But yes,
you already know.
Come out Sunday to Fashion
And
Cares,
likewise, me over there with you. Okay, in Santa Coloma tomorrow. Folks, that is Lady Tori Sparks. We've got the show tomorrow in Santa Coloma at 8 p.m. as well as the 8th of March with the Roots Rock Revival. Hallelujah. Tori, thank you so much for calling. We'll see you soon, love. Take care, Bella. Ciao, ciao. And we're going to fade out as well with a Tori song. And I just want to thank everybody as well. Ladies C. Sorteo, thank you so much for being here. Lady T. Please, announce.
Okay. I have one announcement. Well, I guess it's not official, but I'm going to make it official. Felissa has officially joined us as head queen bee extravaganza of the catwalk. She styled her ass off.
And that's something waiting for me, apparently.
Yeah, it's been such a pleasure, and this is why we're all so calm now, So Felissa is now working with us. And we've just unveiled our roll-up. I'm super proud of that. I'm sorry.
The roll-up poster.
The roll-up, done by our secret or private graphic designer.
Shout out.
I guess he's our Bansky.
Exactly.
So I just want to give a shout out for that.
We are official children of the corn. And in fact, In just a few minutes, Lady Felicia Williams will also be joining us as our second Design Meets Live podcast guest with Lady Kelly Ellis. But folks, we're going to actually leave you with a little bit more music from Tori Sparks, and this is another one from the album that's going to be coming out for the show at Lose the Gas. This is On My Mind, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes.
Time passes like a river, sometimes angry and strong, sometimes wild, tired, muddy-mired, like a worn-out gospel song. Sometimes it takes me with it, just carries me along, and sometimes it just leaves me behind. Nothing but you on my mind. You're on my mind, you're on my mind, you're on my mind. You're on my mind, you're on my mind, you're on my mind. I'm always out of tune with you, but still I play along. The same blue notes, the same black words, the same sad song. And so I try to sleep you off like a good trip gone wrong. But it seems even my dreams are on your side. Who else but you on my mind? You're on my mind, you're on my mind, you're on my mind, you're on my mind. You're on my mind. You're on my mind.